If you still picture esports as just a bunch of teenagers huddled in a dark basement somewhere, well, it is definitely time to wake up. Welcome to this explainer of the Tekingame mega article. Because let me tell you, it's 2026 and electronic sports have officially blown right past traditional events like football and basketball in global viewership. It is a completely new era of competition. We're talking about breathtaking holographic arenas, athletes literally breaking the boundaries of human reaction times through neural training, and a financial matrix that rivals the biggest traditional sports leagues on Earth.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Today, we're going to take an incredible tour of the future, covering 5 main areas. Welcome to the Holodome, AI and cyberdoping, the V-sports revolution, the booming esports economy, and finally, we'll look at the dark side of 2026.
All right, part 1. Welcome to the Holodome, the ultimate spectator experience. So, to really grasp this massive paradigm shift, from staring at flat 2D screens in old repurposed basketball arenas to where we are today, we've got to look at the timeline. Back during the lockdown era from 2020 to 2022, that massive Twitch boom brought in some serious non-endemic sponsors, high-end automotive and fashion brands. That fresh capital basically paved the way for 2024, when the Esports World Cup in Saudi Arabia injected billions of dollars into the ecosystem, totally shattering global prize pool records. And that brings us to today, 2026, with the grand opening of Holodome stadiums across 5 major nations. These venues are actually so successful that their ticket revenue has officially surpassed the UFA Champions League.
Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is a holodome? Well, just imagine watching the precise movements of your favorite champions, not on some giant jumbotron, but rendered in life-size scale as a flawless, 3-dimensional hologram right in the center of the arena. Spells cast in the game manifest as these brilliant, harmless lasers flashing right over your head. And when a digital explosion rocks the virtual battlefield, your stadium seat literally vibrates thanks to advanced haptic feedback tech. It creates this incredibly visceral, adrenaline-fueled physical atmosphere that honestly, even a World Cup final struggles to match. And to put the sheer scale of this into perspective, 815 million, that is the number of active esports spectators globally right now in 2026. I mean, this isn't a niche hobby anymore. It's an absolute global phenomenon, driven in a huge way by a massive 45% annual growth rate in female viewership across the professional circuits.
But, to make this seamless global competition work, the tech industry had to solve the ultimate gamer's nightmare. Yep, lag. If you've ever blamed your router for losing a match, you'll appreciate that latency is officially dead. Between the construction of a dedicated gaming city in Riyadh, elite academies in Dubai, massive global fiber optic infrastructures, and AWS Edge servers deployed everywhere, professional ping now sits comfortably below 5 milliseconds. So a 0 ms ping is no longer just a dream for a local LAN party, it's the strict global standard for Tier 1 tournaments.
Moving on to Section 2, AI and cyberdoping, blurring the lines of human skill.
Behind the scenes, preparation has fundamentally changed. Human coaches manually scrubbing through VODs to analyze matches? Yeah, that is a thing of the past. Today, that monumental task is handled by strategic AI. And here is how it works. Step 1. The AI parses through literally millions of past matches. Step 2. It identifies an opponent's subconscious habits. We're talking everything from their click patterns to their eye-tracking habits on the monitor, even their precise cooldown management. Then, step 3, the AI uses all of that data to mathematically formulate a flawless counter strategy for the team to execute in real time. It's wild. Now, what's really interesting here is how this introduces a highly controversial practice: sanctioned cyberdoping. In Tier 1 leagues, players now wear biometric smart suits that monitor their heart rate and stress levels. Utilizing that data, coaches use brain-computer interface, or BCI, headsets to transmit low-frequency, non-invasive pulses directly into the player's motor cortex. This artificially boosts a player's focus during those supercritical, clutch moments of a match. And get this, the Global Esports Committee recently evaluated this and ruled these neural pulses entirely legal, as long as they stay within regulated medical limits.
As you might expect, this has sparked intense debate. On one side, legacy players are pushing back hard. They argue that this transforms esports from a showcase of pure human skill into basically an engineering battle between programmers. But on the other side, major sponsors absolutely love this technology. Why? Because it ensures matches are played with blistering speed and machine-like precision, making it an unparalleled visual spectacle.
The divide is actually so sharp that Tekingame forecasts by 2028, leagues will literally split into two divisions, a classic division for zero cyber augmentations and an augmented division for unrestricted technological assistance.
Okay, let's shift gears to Section 3, the V-Sports Revolution, complete AR and VR integration.
Let's look at the physical reality for the players themselves. Because genres like the tactical shooter have undergone a fundamental evolution into mixed reality. The contrast is incredibly vivid. In classic tournaments, athletes sat passively in ergonomic chairs, staring at 2D monitors, mostly sponsored by endemic PC hardware brands. Modern leagues, however, have birthed what we now call V-Sports. Players equip these lightweight visors and step into massive, empty, free-roam VR arenas. They are physically sprinting across the floor, diving for cover behind virtual barricades, using authentic hand signals. Consequently, their sponsors have totally shifted over to major athletic and medical brands. And the hardware enabling this? It's straight out of science fiction. The 2026 standard headset boasts a stunning 16K resolution per eye, adaptive sync, and sub-1 millisecond latency, all packed into a 120-gram titanium chassis. Because the tech demands so much physical movement now, raw gaming talent alone just isn't enough anymore. Modern players require rigorous daily cardiovascular workouts and intense endurance training just to survive a match. And this hybrid integration of digital precision and extreme physical exertion is a huge deal. It is exactly what eliminated decades of criticism and finally earned esports a permanent, uncontested slot in the global Olympic Games. No more arguments about whether it's a real sport.
Let's move on and see how this builds into the money side of things. Section 4. The esports economy and its astronomical financial upside.
According to data from the Tekingame Economic Research Division, the percentage growth from 2023 to 2026 is, frankly, astronomical. Media broadcasting rights up 366%, brand sponsorships up 309%. Digital merchandise, like team skins, grew by 300%. But the real jaw-dropper here is physical and holodome ticket sales. Thanks to these new immersive arenas, ticket revenue exploded by an incredible 1,166%, reaching a valuation of $1.9 billion. That is massive.
So this economic maturity means the players themselves are reaping some unbelievable rewards. The transfer market is absolutely ferocious right now. Elite clubs from the Middle East and China are poaching top Korean and European talent with transfer contracts ranging from $50 to $100 million. Tier 1 competitors are enjoying baseline monthly salaries of $50 to $150,000, plus a fat cut of their digital merchandise. On top of that, nations like the UAE are issuing specialized cyber athlete visas, and regional universities are literally offering strategic esports management degrees, where graduates start at $120,000 annually. And thankfully, the players' union stepped up and secured vital protections for these athletes, including comprehensive injury insurance and mandatory psych care.
But it's not all sunshine and massive paychecks. Section 5, the dark side of 2026, challenges and longevity. We really need to ground all this futuristic hype for a minute. Because behind the glitz, the glamour, and those massive revenues, there is a severe physical, mental, and ethical toll this industry takes on the human beings behind the headsets. The hidden costs are staggering. Just imagine the intense psychological pressure of processing thousands of data points per second, physically sprinting in VR, all while receiving artificial neural pulses directly to your brain. Live, before hundreds of thousands of roaring fans? This crazy cocktail of stress has led to an unprecedented spike in early career burnout. It's often hitting players by age 20, with forced retirement commonly happening by 23. Add in the severe joint, spinal, and ocular injuries from relentless training, plus the still unknown long-term medical risks of BCI cyberdoping, and you've got a landscape that is incredibly hazardous to its biggest stars. Look, there is absolutely no denying it. Esports is the definitive future of entertainment, rapidly replacing traditional physical sports as the primary spectacle for Gen Z and Alpha. But as we fully embrace these holographic stadiums, the AI strategies, and the neural enhancements, we are left to ponder a really vital question about the purity of human performance. In our ultimate quest for the perfect competitive spectacle, exactly where do we draw the line between man and machine?